Alright guys, so seemingly out of nowhere, ImageLine just decided to upgrade FL Studio to FL Studio 24. So if you didn't know, basically overnight, I don't even know when it happened, it just happened. ImageLine just dropped FL Studio 24. So what does this mean? If you want a quick synopsis, I'm gonna give you guys the truth and the honesty here. Basically, the main new thing is the FL Cloud plugins that I've seen. Everything else is kind of like a nice upgrade, and it's getting better, but we're gonna go through the step by step. I have it written down on my notes right here. We're gonna go through step by step the things that I find important from this update, and we're gonna give you guys some free sounds and project files at the end of this video. So thank you for watching. Let's hop straight into it. All right guys, now let's go through a real workflow because we're music producers. We want to see how this actually applies to us. So let's open up the browser, click on the cloud icon, and let's go to where it says see the highlights. Here we can find the new plugin manager for FL Cloud. I'm using a trial version. This is a paid service. I'm on the trial version right now. I would recommend downloading any plugins from UVI. They're just super good. So this one's 35 gigs. You guys got to make sure you have space, but anything from UVI is fine. Synth Anthology, World Suite, Soul Bass, anything UVI is fire. That's the biggest part of this update is the FL Cloud plugins. Everything else is really housekeeping. So let's just make a beat. So let's go to the channel rack. We're gonna right click on this plus icon. This way we can pull up what's called the plugin picker. We're gonna right click. Let's type in my new plugin called Hercules at herculesplugin.com. Just gonna load this up, just right click on Mac. So now we have some Drake keys. We're gonna go to Drake keys and let's create a chord progression for it. So let's right click, go to piano roll. From here, we're gonna go to tools, generate chord progression. So here's their new chord progression tool. The first thing we need to do is right click to set a key. So let's edit. Let's go to C and the minor natural in this case to stay in C minor. I would recommend keeping this on the conventional side. The adventurous side is very wacky. Okay, and I'm not gonna mess with anything else. Let's just hit play. So I like that. It is very Drake-ish. Okay, so the only thing is this doesn't trigger the right bass. So we're going to take this note, pull it down an octave, control down. Okay, so now we have this. Let's go to the song mode and we're going to hit the new shortcut Shift V and then left click. So Shift V, left click. And I haven't gotten to work directly. So my new thing is just hit Shift, drag it over, then hit Shift V, left click to make it unique. The only thing is it will stack up the old pattern. So that's a little quirky as far as workflow. Not very helpful because I easily could forget that these are stacked and it will just double in volume. And I'm like, what's happening? So that way, I just don't recommend that workflow, but that's a new shortcut that they've added. So let's say we want to make this different from the first one. It's already different technically as far as the pattern, but we want to make the chord progression different. Let's hit Alt P or go to your tools again. And I want to make something different. So what I'm going to do here is right click and let's add a passing chord for example. Okay, so now it's something different and let's hit accept. So this does kind of speed through music theory. Let's say you guys want to move the notes around, but they're grouped. You could highlight your notes, hit Alt G to ungroup the notes. Let's go to pattern mode so we can fix just this pattern here. So I need this note to go down an octave, control down. Now let's go to song mode and now we have two different sections for our chords so it doesn't just repeat itself. And you guys will get these project files for free if you go to busyworksbeats.com/FL-Studio. All right, so they have a new plugin called Low Lifter. Let's see if it does anything for this specific sound. For my ear, I haven't heard it really like be a dramatic difference. So I'm not sure when to use this, maybe for more like sine wave based stuff. Let's go to where it says Low Lifter and we hear the bass, but let's say we want it more pronounced. Let's turn up what's called the pre-gain. It's like I hear it, but I'm not sure I like it. So that one, we're gonna have to try that on drums. For my ear, it's just not something I would reach for. So that's just the honest truth. But there is another plugin, Kepler XO. We have a bunch of free presets we made for you guys. Let's go to busyworksbeats.com/FL-Studio. I made a bunch of presets for you guys. Out of 800 gigabytes of sounds, I've consolidated my top drum sounds to about 8 sounds. So you guys can get these for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL-Studio. And basically it has the hardest 808 on the planet and some snares. And what we're going to do is use this hi-hat. I want to show you guys the new note repeat feature, which is not new to this version. This was introduced before, but for those who are new, So let's add some drums. Let's go to song mode. Let's go to pattern 3. And let's say we want to start off some hi-hats. So let's double click. We're going to click a hi-hat way over to the right somewhere and then right click and fill each 2 steps. So basically it just creates a nice sequence. We could take this basic sequence and we can make it more complex. So let's right click, go to piano roll, and let's make sure that we can see. And on the bottom left, it says control here. We're going to switch this to note repeat. So basically for each note, I can trigger it multiple times per note. I know it's probably not the right grammar, but we're going to hit here, highlight this, hit Control L, and you guys can't see it, but there's a little blip at the bottom. We're going to pull that up. So now I can go to triplets, 5 chops. You can make a really unique pattern, and it's not like cut and dry. It's not so cut and paste, I meant. So let's make this one like triplets. So I'm just going to grab that note repeat until it chops it up in 3. It's a little hard to see the chops, but I'm sure over time they'll, update that. So now it goes 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 and it's different chops every time, and I don't have to like zoom in and make sure we're doing specific stuff. So this is again more of like a housekeeping thing that's great for newer producers coming in. Let's do note repeat again, and let's switch out. Let's make these next couple ones faster. Now let's add like a secondary hi-hat just for bounce purposes. So 1 2 3 4. Now it also keeps the note repeat of the last value. So keep in mind when you add new notes, it's going to chop them up too. That's not something I want to do. So let's go back to our unchopped note. Let's start mapping out our kicks and our snares. I might do an 808. 808 doesn't fit this vibe. This feels very Kanye. Let's do Tresillo, which is dum dum. All right, let's add the snare. So the workflow is pretty much the same. Again, the major update is just those plugins they added. Let's add some pretty wave shaper. Good old classic wave shaper. Let's add that fruity soft clipper. Turn it on hard clip. Yeah, low lifter doesn't really like, at least for that sound, doesn't do much at all. Scream straight. Just turn it down a little bit though. Again, you guys will get the project files for free. I remember in the release notes it said that Edison had an AI declipper. I don't see it anywhere on the front panel. Maybe I'm just not seeing it, but I don't see it as a feature. It could be baked in automatically, but what I did is I played the beat, took off the soft clipper so that it could purposely clip. And let's just see if we can hear a difference. So this is with soft clipper on. And then right here, I switched it. So we're clipping, that's for sure. So I don't see it. So if anybody can let me know in the comments below, maybe I'm just overlooking this. I'm not seeing it. But a lot of these features are just, again, housekeeping kind of updates. Yeah, there's not, I haven't seen a difference on that, but that's in the release notes. So let's try their mastering, and then let's try, I don't have a DistroKid. Actually, I do have a DistroKid account, but I don't want to put this beat out. So basically, let's try their mastering. Let's go to File, Export, and let's go to Master. Let's see all the steps. I'm not going to edit this because I want you guys to see how long this actually takes. Let's see here. We're going to name it whatever. We're going to name it whatever. Export type. Let's cut the remainder. We want the master effects. We're not going to split up the tracks. We're going to do output wave to get the highest quality. If we're doing MP3, you're going to look for CD quality, which is 320 kilobits per second. Just turn that all the way to the right. We don't want an MP3 for now. Let's go to quality. Let's keep this all on the default settings. Extra data, we don't really need that. And it says we're mastering for FL Cloud Pro trial. So I assume that this is like a paid thing. Now keep in mind, when you go to upload the DistroKid, they also have a paid service for mastering. So everybody has their service for mastering. I don't know what algorithm they're all using, but they're probably using the same or similar ones. So mastering FL Cloud Pro, loudness CD level. I guess there's like presets, YouTube level. I don't get the difference because if we're printing to 9 and then it gets turned down anyway, what's the point of this? I don't understand the point of this. But it's asking for references like which genre. Let's say hip hop. Let's hit start. So again, I'm not going to edit this. I want you guys to see the real time taken. So my show notes so far is this a groundbreaking update? Heck to the nizzle. But I do think this is important because image line, let's go big screen. Actually, it's almost done. Okay, that was quick. That was pretty quick. So here are my last little notes is this a big update? No. I don't know why they named it FL24. That kind of confuses people like this is new. It's not new, except a couple things. I will say that this does put FL Studio in an interesting position because now they can compete against Splice because now they have plugins and they have sounds. So now we're not going to be running a Splice. It's built straight into FL Studio. We'll see how this works for the producer community and all the sound designers around the world. I'm not sure. But as you guys have seen with Native Instruments kind of monopolizing the game, they have Plugin Alliance, they have Isotope, they have all these companies that kind of like working together under one umbrella, and it's pretty much a monopoly. So what I'm saying to you guys is that it could get swallowed up in that because they have Native Instruments partnerships. So it could get swallowed up in that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how they compete. I don't know the business deals behind the scenes. I just know that this is a strong stance for FL Studio's longevity is partnering up with sounds. That was their 1 weak spot. The only thing is workflow still. But anyway, here's the original. Here's their mastered version. Super compressed. I would not release this at all. It's even like distorting. Yeah, no. I'm gonna go ahead and say no. They need to work on this a lot more if they plan to roll this out. It's just not it. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm not paid by them to make these videos, by the way. This is just me and my first reaction. Overall, what can I rate this? I can rate this. I don't even know the categories I'm rating it. I'll say I'm happy for them in getting the FL plugins inside of FL Cloud. For that reason, I'll say it's a 10 out of 10 for them. For the workflow, I'll say, I mean, I can't name one thing on here that I'm actually gonna like do workflow wise outside of note repeats, if you guys aren't familiar with that. And that's it. But the workflow was already perfected, so it's not like, and maybe chord progression tool, maybe for beginners. So for that, I'll give it like 4 out of 10. Not that it's bad, it's just not like these major updates. To change the name to FL24 is pretty significant. So if nothing's like matching the significance of the name change, it's kind of like, what's the point of the name change? I don't get it. Yeah, I mean, guys, I'm being honest with y'all. I've trained 1 million producers around the world. So I'm going to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, French Montana, Young Thug, YG, Polo G, Lil Baby, Trippie Redd, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and a long list of other folks. And I can tell you that we did this back on FL12, FL20. They've mastered that workflow. I think now they're trying to experiment with like other stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think they should add into FL Studio? We'll leave it up to you guys. Let me know in the comments below. What should FL Studio add to FL Studio, if anything? I think it's a perfected system. I just think they got to start making business moves at this point. But that's just my CEO opinion. All right, guys. Again, am I super excited about this? Not really. I'm going to be so honest with y'all. I'm not excited about this. But it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing for FL Studio. I just don't understand the name change. That's just what it comes down to. All right, guys, I don't have anything else to say. Subscribe if you're new. Oh, if you want more project files, FL Studio sounds, presets, we have so much stuff in there. MIDI. Join us on Discord. It's discord.gg/busyworksbeats. But I'll give you all those MIDI and sound files and all that if you go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. So I'll leave all those links below. Peace out, guys.